I'm Genevieve Taylor and this is Bristol Fire School. So this master technique film is all about smoking meat. Now, if you want to smoke, you need wood. Charcoal shouldn't, if it's good charcoal, give you any smoke. So we're going to be smoking with some wood chunks, and then we're going to practice the art of supreme patience. So this is what I'm going to be smoking. It's a beautiful shoulder of lamb. And to get this cut, this tough, hard-working shoulder cut, tender, is going to take a lot of time and a lot of patience and a gentle, steady heat. What you don't need to smoke meat is a dedicated smoker. Smoking simply means adding smoke flavour, real smoke flavour by way of wood chunks. I'm not even going to cook this today. I'm going to marinate it now and I'm going to get cooking it tomorrow. This is a long old process. And again, this is not so much about the recipe here, although I hope you find the recipe delicious. It's about the technique. And once you learn how to smoke meat, you can apply these skills to any cut of meat on any kind of barbecue. In the marinade, plenty of cumin, black peppercorns, plenty of garlic. I mean plenty of garlic. A generous amount of salt, olive oil and pomegranate molasses that's going to add a lovely kind of sweet and sour notes. I'm stabbing some deep cuts in the lamb all over the surface on both sides. Marinades don't penetrate deeply. Salt aside, this is a surface flavour. So I'm going to leave this overnight, but I could leave it for a whole week and the flavours from the marinade wouldn't get any further than 3-4 mil into the surface of that meat. Therefore, if we increase the surface area by stabbing some cuts in, we're going to get more flavour deeper into the meat. Morning, nice and early. So the thing about smoking meat is it takes time, so you just have to get up and seize the day. There's no other way about it. So I'm going to be smoking it on this Kamado today. It's a brand new toy, it's pristine inside and I'm itching to kind of get it dirty. But I also want to show you how I would smoke big joints of meat on a classic Weber kettle, because it is totally possible to smoke on a kettle barbecue and it's something I do all the time. But firstly, we've got to fire this baby up. I'm going to make a whole video on how I light a Kamado, so I'm not going to give you too much detail on that here, but look out for that when it comes. Good charcoal should taste of nothing, and the smoke flavour only comes from wood. And meat can only absorb smoke when the surface of the meat is at below 60 Celsius. So the slower you take to get to 60, the more smoky your meat will be. This is why we smoke low and slow. So we want to cook this meat indirectly. In a Kamado, that means putting in a heat deflector plate to take away that fierce heat of the fire. But this is a very long, slow cook, and this heat deflector is made of a conductible material. I'm going to refer you back to that film I made on the different kinds of heat we use with fire cooking. But quite simply, this is conductible, so over a long, slow cook, this will rise in temperature. So my favourite trick for smoking meat and keeping that temperature very, very even and steady is this, an old tin. It's just an old Falcon enamel tin with water. The water here is serving a dual purpose, but the primary one is a question of physics. So water at normal atmospheric pressures can only ever get to 100 Celsius. So it's one of the most effective ways I know for keeping the temperature in a barbecue steady and gentle and even. So that's why we have a water bath. It's like a kind of thermal blanket. I'm just adjusting my air vents to give me a lid temperature of around about 120, 140. That's the temperature I like to smoke meat at. Remember, the longer you take to get your meat to a surface temperature of 60, the more smoke is going to be absorbed. Above 60, there's like a seal on the meat, and the smoke won't go in anymore. And now we wait. I'm going to do very little to this meat for at least 3 hours. I may just check it once or twice, but very, very minimal. So the water bath in there is protecting it. There's heat deflector plates in there. I've got my air vents locked and dialed to give me that nice low temperature. There's absolutely no way that lamb can burn. So I don't need to look at it, you know, I don't need to check. Every time you lift the lid, you disrupt the kind of equilibrium you've got going in there. So you're going to let a lot of oxygen in. That will G the fire up and make the fire kind of burn faster. Also, you're letting out all those lovely, beautiful convection currents, which are what are cooking and smoking this lamb. So don't lift the lid, basically. It's the golden rule with smoking. Time, patience, find some calmer, drink some coffee, get a beer, whatever you need to do, but just chill. The other thing about the water bath that I didn't mention was, so the primary reason is to moderate the temperature. The secondary reason is actually having a moist, steamy environment is going to help that wood smoke stick to the meat. So that is the other reason we use a bit of water. Whilst that's having its initial cook, let me just show you how I would set up a Weber kettle to do the same job as the Kamado. Right, in a Kettle barbecue, grill surface, get that out of the way so you can see. Charcoal. I like these charcoal baskets because you can just move the fire around, but basically what I would do is light a small fire with one lump of smoking wood, and then here in the base of the barbecue, that's where I'd be putting my water bath, literally on there, and then grill on. The lamb would rest here directly over the water bar. Shut the lid. Get your air vents moderated to give you the temperature you need. Same temperature, 120, 140. And then what you would need to do, because you've got to top this fuel up for a long, slow cook on a Kettle barbecue. And with good pure charcoal, that is just literally chucking a lump or two every half an hour or so. Maybe another lump of smoking wood as well. So you just need to keep topping the fire up to keep the temperature even. Lamb stays here over the water bath, and that's it. So in 3 hours, I've done nothing but turn it over. So I'm just gonna check the surface temperature just to show you. Yeah, we've got like 50, 60 there, 64, 61, 58. So, you don't need one of these, they're just quite a useful teaching tool. But what this tells me is the surface temperature is now plus 60 or so. That lamb is not going to be absorbing any more smoke. I'm just going to probe the inside. We've got like 70, 66, 69. So the next step is to wrap it. So I'm just going to lift it over here. Get this lid down so we don't keep getting hotter. Wrapping is what guarantees tenderness. So at this stage, the smoke has done its job. Now it's all about breaking down that collagen. At this point, the internal temperature of the meat often seems to stop rising for a while. That is completely normal. Wrapping is just going to help push things through to get this super tender. Going to get that back on the barbecue in exactly the same place. Right, lid back down, and I'm just going to keep on cooking exactly the same. Same water bath, same temperature, same indirect fire setup until the internal temperature of the meat with my probe is 100 Celsius. I anticipate that will be about another 3 hours or so, during which time I need to do nothing. I may just check the water bath once to make sure it's not evaporating, because if it did evaporate, that temperature would shoot up. So I want to keep the temperature nice and even. Again, about 140 Celsius on this lid probe. Just want to show you this quickly. I don't know if you can see this dial, but the temperature shot up to 170. That means something is occurring, and I know exactly what. What's happened is the water bath has evaporated. So just literally filling it back up, that's going to drop the temperature back down, and we'll keep on cooking. And that just illustrates how useful that water bath technique is. It really, really works. Right, I'm pretty happy with that. We're not quite at 100, we're kind of like 97, 98. But I'm going to pull it. It's been 3.5 hours, just proving we cook to temperature, not time in barbecue. And actually it's not quite at the 100 I was aiming for, but it's feeling super squishy, so I'm happy. This is the really important part of smoking meat, is the rest. So I've got a cool box here that I'm going to use as a warming chamber. It's going to stay in that cool box resting and relaxing for 30 to 60 minutes. The resting really is where the magic happens with smoking meats. The fibres relax and the whole thing, you know, you get that pull apart texture. Don't skip the rest. It's a really important part of smoking. If you haven't got a cool box, a roasting tray with a wad of tea towels is like the next best thing. But yeah, this is going to make it great. This is so tender. I'm not even sure I can get it out of that packet without it falling apart. Let's see what we can do here. Ah! There she blows. Yeah, I think we're tender enough here. That's a clean bone. Put that to one side. Incredibly juicy. So this was 8 hours from start to finish, including that really important rest. So not a short cook by any means, but actually I did very, very little. I always think these really slow cooked meats benefit from a hit of freshness to wake them up. So mint and pomegranate for some green and some crunch, just some contrast to that really soft, melty meat. So smoking is a mindset as much as it is a technique. You need time and patience. It's not a lot of effort, but it is time, and you will be rewarded. You need a small, steady, gentle heat. Gentle and steady is key. You need some wood because good charcoal doesn't smoke. You need to know that the meat stops absorbing the smoke when the surface is about 60 Celsius. That is the time to wrap it, and it's the wrapping and the resting that creates the beautiful melting tender texture. Finally, a little bit of something fresh is just going to wake it back up again and give you a properly tasty mouthful. This is barbecue at its simplest and its most time consuming. You need patience, but you will be rewarded.